Hey guys, it's Nichi. Today I wanted to come on and share with you what I have been reading. You know, my review reads, mini wrap-up type thing. Anyways, this one's gonna be a little splotchy all over the place, you know, because life happens. I had some personal things going on and I would film a piece, didn't get time to edit and upload it, so I have to come now and I have to share more because I've read more, so you might as well mash it all together. And the first piece I want to talk about came out today, so I want to make this one first. I'm talking about Eric LaRocca's newest piece, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. That's right, it came out today. Go and check it out, go pick it up, you're going to love it. You all know, or anyone that's been around here for a while, I love Eric LaRocca. And if you haven't been around for long, you guys, I love Eric LaRocca's writing. He's also one of my absolute favorite people. He is just horrific and yet poetic at the same time. He's absolutely going somewhere. His writing is phenomenal. He is an incredible human being all around. And just when you think there's no way this piece can be any better than the other, you're wrong. Because you think, you know, the last piece was just incredible. It's A game, it's top of the line. He releases another masterpiece and your mind is, it is blown. Anyhow, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke is a story between two young ladies, and it gets dark, it gets deep. I really enjoyed the format of the story. It went back and forth between emails and messenger. It brought the whole aesthetic and atmosphere of the story together, and it played out so realistic doing it in that format. I actually reached out to Eric as I first started the very beginning of the story and asked him if this was based on true events. Anyways, if you read it, you'll see what I'm saying. And he said, no, it's all fiction, all made up. So that just shows talent right there when I'm having to consider whether this is based on a true story or findings or research that he's done, or whether this has all come from his incredible imagination. So in the story, you're following your two main female characters. One of the young ladies has dealt with some family history, which is absolutely unforgettable. She's basically been shunned from her family, and now she's stuck trying to make ends meet. I know so many of us have probably been in the same position when we were younger, not knowing how you're going to pay your next bill, how you're going to afford rent this next month. And she puts an ad up, and with this ad comes along your next main character. And this friendship blooms. They bond and they connect, and they see this relationship potentially going further, but I'm not sure if they're both prepared for the type of relationship they're going to have. And that's where it spirals down. I can't say too much without giving too much away. I want to just spit it all out at you. I just want to throw it all out there. I just want to tell you the whole story from start to finish right now, but I can't do that. It will ruin it, and this truly is a masterpiece. You need to just go out and read it. His writing is phenomenal. I will say Eric got me. There's one scene in this story that actually made me have to put it down and not pick it up till the following day. This is a story you could read, honestly, in one sitting, and Eric's writing is just, it's so smooth and it flows and it's captivating and it absolutely consumes you. But this one particular scene really had my heart thumping. It really punched me in the gut, and I thought, no, I need to take a breather, and I had to sit back and really, you know, soak it all in. But Eric also deals with things like this in a respectful way, and it wasn't long after that I was right back into the story, and I was able to finish it off, and I had to sit back and think, he really shocked me. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go on with the read after that one scene, but I mean, it's Eric LaRocca, you can't not finish it. Anyhow, what I am saying is this is out now. Go and pick up Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. Go and support Eric, he's incredible. If you don't know Eric, I will make sure to have all of his information down below so you can go check him out, go pick up some of his work. If you haven't read him, you definitely need to go and read his work. This guy is going places. Oh, and this was released by Weird Punk Books. I will try to remember to have them down in the link as well. You know, old brain. Sometimes I forget these things. But yeah, go check them out because from what I hear, their stories that they're pumping out are just fantastic. Anyhow, that's it for me for this part of this video. I hope you guys enjoy this mashup style of what I've been reading recently, where I share my book opinions of my review reads. I will see you guys all in, well, probably the next clip. Hey guys, it's Nichi, and today I'm coming to you with what I have been reading recently. We are going to do my prior week's wrap up. There's not much here to discuss. I've only got 2 pieces because right now I am reading some pretty chunky books. So this is just what I've gotten through recently, and I'm hoping to get through some more as soon as possible. The first one I want to share with you guys is Post-Apocalyptic Paradise. This is by Alestarious Blac. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. An apocalyptic type sci-fi horror mix. It's got quite a few different elements and genres mixed into one, and I thought it was so well done. I do want to read a little message from the author and to give you guys more information on what it's about, so let's just do that right now. A message to those struggling with depression. This is for you, the person on the other side of the page reading this right now. Your eyes follow these words like they follow my emotions. Each letter was carefully handcrafted just for you, shaped and imagined in the image of your scars, mirroring your feelings with my story, hoping to spark a connection. Today doesn't have to be just another day. Reading this isn't a waste of time. You're not a waste of time. I pushed past many obstacles to write this for you, sacrificed so much for you. You are important to me, very much so. Enjoy the book, and when you're done, just know that now you got to know someone new. You got to know me. As soon as I read that, I was already hooked. I hadn't even got into the story. It was simply the message from the author, Alestarious Blac, and I was so excited to jump into it. The cover, I'm going to jump all over the place here. I've got a lot of passion for this book, so it's gonna be all over the place. What can I say? The cover is freaking gorgeous. Now, it is a glossy cover, so you're gonna get lots of glare, and it's really hard to show just how much detail is in this book. You would have to see it with your own 2 eyes right in front of you, because pictures and videos just don't do it justice. You've got a very mechanical type robotic arm. You've even got an eye right there on the arm that you can't necessarily see very well on camera. This is a very dark, it's a gruesome, very powerful, emotional, post-apocalyptic type read. There are many different elements and genres kind of wrapped into one binding. It's got that apocalyptic, it's got that horror feel. It also has some sci-fi and fantasy feel about it. It was a whirlwind, and Alestarious did such a good job. He shows his talent at being able to wrap many different genres into one story. So in this story, you were following your main character, Wyatt Sullivan. And I'm just going to read this one piece for you here. It says, on 2177, January 25th, the ongoing anxiety between the United States and Russian powerhouses clashed in the most devastating display of ego. With the push of buttons and clicks of triggers, the sky was cluttered with thousands of warheads, vaporizing the ground to ashes and burning through the oceans. The catastrophic explosions tore a void into our seas, leaving a dry canyon of charred blood and waste. A domino effect followed, which destroyed the ecosystem and polluted what was left of our oceans with sulfuric acid and radioactive waste. So there has been an awful chemical war. Things have changed. People are no longer people. They have turned into these weird mutants, different things kind of squished and blended together. Their innards and everything on the inside is kind of hanging out, and it's exposed and you can see it. The descriptions in the story were just to me, they were perfect. I could see everything, and I was playing it out in my head as I read. Wyatt has been stuck on his own. He's been keeping home and keeping safe and living the best life he possibly can in this incredibly gruesome world in a bus. and he's been alone for many years. One day, he ends up hearing a call for help, a reach out over a radio system, and he realizes that the location it was coming from isn't that far from him. When he takes off to travel the distance to try to make it to this location, he comes across some danger and he ends up getting injured, and somebody saves his life. I won't tell you who saved his life, and basically gave him this mechanical arm, this arm with so many abilities. After being injured, his arm was in such awful state that if this person didn't do this, that if this person hadn't done this, Wyatt would have lost his life. I won't tell you who saved him, but I will tell you that he was one of my all-time favorite characters in this story, and I drew a connection to him, and I didn't want to let him go. So if you're interested to know who that character is and what they're all about, I guess you're gonna have to pick up a copy of Post-Apocalyptic Paradise. I mean, it's worth it for the cover alone, but once you get into the guts of the story, you're definitely going to enjoy it. Now, I do want to lean on to the message from the author. He was showing that he was writing this for people that struggle with depression, people that may not think that there's others out there like them, and that may need the help or need some type of connection with somebody that understands. Throughout this whole entire story, you can tell that Alestarious Blac had written it for those people. There were so many emotions. It was truly a roller coaster, and you couldn't help but almost feel a sense of sadness throughout the story, but yet there was these points of glorious positivity just shining over, just letting people know that it's not the end, that there is a better outcome. I was pulled right in. Now, this is a chunkier read, so you have to be prepared to sit down and read this and really dive right in. There are parts of it that are definitely a slow burn, but when I say slow burn, I don't mean in a bad way. I actually quite enjoy slow burns as long as they're done well, and as long as the information that is being provided has something to do with the story itself. I'm telling you, this was so good. And the action scenes in this were top of the line. The characters, I love them. The storytelling, the writing, the whole concept of the story it's an A+ for me. I really enjoyed this one, and I look forward to being able to dive back into this world and to these characters and to get to see more of it. And yeah, I'm hoping that that happens in the near future. I know that Alestarious is working on it, so I would highly recommend go picking this up if you are a fan of apocalyptic type stories, if you like those sci-fi, horror, fantasy type elements. Definitely, this has so much in it. I think that so many of you guys would really enjoy it, but as I said, be prepared. It is a longer read, and take your time with it. Really soak in those slow burn moments and look forward to the action that comes throughout this beautiful piece right here. Next up, I have Scattered Little Pieces by Wayne Fenlon. I have been reading this for quite some time, you guys. Wayne sent this to me a while ago, and I've been slowly taking these in as I can. Scattered Little Pieces is a collection of drabble, and this collection are 100-word stories of everything you could possibly think of. There are so many emotions that go into this collection. One moment you'll be laughing your ass off. The next moment you're gonna be angry because somebody just ticked you off. The next moment you may be frustrated. Then the next moment you may be even saddened. Some of these stories really had me sit back and really think about like an own personal experience I might have had. Some of these stories still to this day I can't wrap my head around. They went like right over my head, and I'm like, what's happening? I have to give kudos to Wayne. He definitely shows his talent as an author. It is not easy to write an entertaining story, period. Whether it's a novel, a short story, a novella, a novelette, this is drabble. He is fitting in some type of entertainment and some type of emotion in stories that are no more than 100 words. That shows talent. It cannot be easy. Like I said, this is bite-sized pieces, easily devoured. I had this on the go with me, so I just kept this in my vehicle. I called it my vehicle book. So if I was waiting for my son to come out of school, or if I was having to wait for an appointment, that sort of thing, I had this with me at all times. It was the perfect take along with me as I go, so I could consume these stories at my pace, really take them all in, and have some type of entertainment where I would normally be maybe bored or waiting for long periods of time. Wayne, thank you so much for sending me this collection. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I look forward to more of what you may release in the future. You've definitely showed your talents as an author, as a writer with this collection, and I would highly recommend this. I mean, there's something in here for everyone. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. How can I give it a lesser rating when there was truly something in here for every reader? Each story was so different to the next, and there's some type of excitement and fun and cheeky goodness in here for everyone. So yeah, I would definitely go and pick this up if you haven't already. That's it. That's what I have completed reading recently. And like I said, I'm working on some chunky pieces and I look forward to be able to come back to you next week, hopefully, with some more things read. That's it for me today. I hope to see you guys all in my next bookish video. Take care.